we said that we as DBV are first of all the voice of the farmers to the politicians on the one hand, and also to society. But on the other hand, DBV also plays an important role when it comes to negotiation rounds with supermarkets and wholesalers.
So what we did as Zimbabwe Farmers Union was to lobby and try to advocate, influence government, especially during the first month when there was a complete lockdown, to open up markets for agriculture and consider agriculture as an essential service sector in the legislation. So that was done, and we think that was a positive for us in terms of lobbying.
Towards cushioning farmers. In this case, there was intervention in as far as lengthening the repayment period for loans. That is from central banks as well as trickling down to commercial banks, and that at least enabled some of the actors, especially of takers, to continue to participate in the value chains.
So we try building their capacity on basic, bookkeeping and accounting and all that. And then we've also been organizing, through that we use seminars to teach them how to keep their basic books. And then it makes them also investor ready. We also realized that farmers were not adopting the right practices. And so we tried to link up with the Agric Extension Services of the Ministry of Agriculture in Ghana to make sure that regularly they are in touch with farmers and then they give them the right advice.
The actions of AKKOR is to support the value chains, increasing the value chains. We are trying as farmers associations in two ways, by introducing resellers or partners, and the second way by enhancing the added value through processing the food and through delivering consumer-ready produce.
Organizations, as well as providing capacity building, market intelligence, and providing market information to the farmers. We're also linking farmers to markets, and we're doing that through collective marketing. And because of COVID, we are doing more of offer volume only, where the farmers are not being asked to bring the product until deals bring the product to the market.
The COVID-19 pandemic, including lockdown, which is persisting even to date, and the effect of that lockdown has been to disrupt the supply chain to the extent that farmers found themselves with their produce unable to market because the market were closed, especially during the first month of the lockdown.
Which is prices of some major food have declined. This includes like cassava, milk, etc. And in a research that INGABO Syndicate conducted in the 4th district of the southern province of Rwanda, we found that, like for example, many farmers were expecting to get from cassava produce remarkably decreased, as at least they faced a loss of 28.5% of their produce they were expecting.
Due to the pandemic, most EU member states closed their borders for foreigners. As a consequence, a lot of seasonal workers, primarily from the Eastern European countries, couldn't come to Germany. Especially at the beginning of the COVID outbreak in March and April, the lack of workers hit the farmers hard. For a lot of vegetable growers, this time of year is seeding time, which is quite labor intensive. For special crops like asparagus or strawberries, it is the beginning of the high season, so both sectors were affected pretty hard.
We have to collect data from our farmers' organizations to be able to get a proper documentation of it, and in the future to be able to analyze it and to help in policy implementation, because COFAG we do have enough data that will be able to collect for policy implementation.
Specifically on COVID is that the challenges that COVID-19 has brought are only exacerbating some existing challenges. So it's not really new challenges, but it's just exacerbated them and created the need to deal with them even more urgently. And as such, it's come up with, so farmers have to come up with innovative ways to deal with those challenges, which in a way are also contributing to improved efficiencies in our operation.
The German Farmers Association was actively involved in counteracting the shortage of seasonal workers. Together with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, the German Farmers Association planned and managed the implementation of a transit of foreign workers via airplane. In this context, the German Farmers Association created an online platform where farmers had to register the amount of seasonal workers they needed. Furthermore, the platform delivered information about the legal requirements and measurements.
We also put in place digital platforms that would allow farmers to market their produce without physically moving and transporting their goods to the physical markets, urban markets.
AKKOR negotiated with the logistic companies and suggested to farmers better options.
Is that we established a strategic correction center for meeting standard on agriculture products, and in the same way, in respecting proactive measures established by our government.
Что касается дальнейших там моментов, мы, естественно, обратились к руководству, чтобы сократили в это время количество проверок. Много проверяющих всяких, Россельхознадзор, и Росприроднадзор, и другие проверяющие. И сейчас есть такие положительные изменения, что меньше стали проверять фермеров. Это одна из таких очень чувствительных тем. Всегда крестьяне об этом говорят. Ну и вот такой маленький позитивный.
Farmers negotiation techniques, and this came as to solve these points, these challenges of limited market for produce and the changes in prices for agricultural products.
So the farmers are only offering the volumes and the quality that they've got, and we provide that information to the buyers over the phone. And once the buyer has consolidated and is happy, then we organize that a market can take place.
The total effect of the COVID-19 crisis is not foreseeable yet, especially the economical uncertainty paired with the increasing unemployment rate will affect all of us. However, with the highlighted measurements and actions, I am positive that we as farmers will emerge from the crisis even stronger.
The need is to share the information between our organization at a national level or abroad. I say this because sometimes we can say my problems or my challenges hinder me to, or hinder my organization to do or to perform these activities. Whereas from other organizations we can get solutions.
Information sharing is really a very important thing. How other farmer organizations analyzed the problem and how they then developed models that they are using, and how those models are working, what are the challenges, what are the opportunities. And then as we customize, we also want to look at our own challenges, our own opportunities, and then look at models that then work for us.
Я думаю, что в такой непростой, ответственный период общения и выработка каких-то совместных предложений позволит нам преодолеть эти все трудности, связанные с новой этой вспышкой коронавируса. И я уверен, что мы этот этап успешно пройдем.